And that, my son, is how I became the king of the monsters.
But Dad, you look nothing like how you described yourself in your story. You're not strong or muscular or tall or handsome. You look like an old man.
And you, dear boy, let me show you how to shoot fire out of your mouth. Okay? Okay. How's it, Godzilla fans, kaiju fans, collectors, and general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla1964 coming back, this time not with a figure review, but I figured I'd do a little something special since I'm recording this the day before, but I'm probably releasing it the day of. Today is the last day of Godzilla Singular Point, possibly, or just Godzilla Singular Point Season 1, possibly. But we'll have to wait and see as to what Toho has in store after the episode airs. Episode 13 of Godzilla Singular Point, which is releasing in a bit. But I just wanted to do a little something special instead of just doing the normal figure reviews. It's gonna be a podcast sort of style thing, and I'm just gonna go down the list of my top 3 moments of Godzilla Singular Point pre episode 13 now. So if I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of epic moments in episode 13 of Godzilla Singular Point, but I will wait till after the episode comes out to come out and share my thoughts on the episode with you guys. But let's get started with the top 3 moments up until episode 12 of Godzilla Singular Point. First moment is Jet Jaguar versus Anguirus. This happens in episode 6 of Godzilla Singular Point. So the first time that Jet Jaguar faces off with Anguirus is when Goro is inside of the Jet Jaguar robot, and then he's facing out with Anguirus. Now, I'd say Jet Jaguar does okay, but Anguirus just mops to the floor with him, knocks the Jaguar on his stomach, and then it starts playing with it like a ragdoll. Anguirus starts playing with the Jet Jaguar like a ragdoll, like a curious puppy dog, which is why I tend to make the jokes that Anguirus is kind of like a puppy dog, because in the Godzilla Singular Point, Anguirus is a she in this one. Spoilers, by the way. She kind of is like a puppy dog. That's why it makes me really sad, which, by the way, big spoilers coming up, when they fake kill off Anguirus, and then later on at the very end of the episode, they actually kill her off. Now Jet Jaguar of course takes her down because she mops the floor with the army or the JSDF when they come in, and then Jet Jaguar has to come in with this I believe in the trailer they showed it's a sort of spear gun thing. He comes in with that, and then the first time that the fake out death is when he puts a round through into Anguirus' chest, which we think kills her off, but she took a dirt nap. And then after that she gets back up, wrecks some more stuff up, and after that I think Jet Jaguar goes AI mode, and that's when he finally takes her down again with the spear gun, but this time to the head. I mean, there's no real getting up from that. But I mean, even though it made me sad that Anguirus went down that way, I still think it was a great moment because it really showed off the potential of kaiju fights moving forward for Toho and Godzilla series in general. Moment number 2, Godzilla Ultima's introduction. This happens episode 10 of Godzilla Singular Point, but Godzilla Ultima's introduction was nothing short of epic. From the music, the Godzilla theme that plays, and just the very first sight you get of Godzilla Ultima, where he rears up his beautiful head with those Oni teeth and just roars at the camera with the Godzilla theme going on in the background. Not to mention when he lets off his atomic blast or atomic breath, and the music crescendos into this choir of they're essentially singing the Godzilla theme, but it's more of a choir. I mean, it's just oh my gosh, it's so hard to explain because he tears through the city, similar to Shin Godzilla, but it's, I feel where Shin Godzilla was a little more drastic with how much the atomic breath differed from the original Godzilla atomic breath. Godzilla's singular point with Godzilla Ultima did it like right where it's a balance between the new and the old, because while his breath is similar to Godzilla Shin Godzilla, where it's like a laser beam, it's also very similar to the Godzilla Showa series and the Heisei series, where it's not like where he doesn't have it coming out everywhere. It's just the atomic breath. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good mix for both the new viewers and the old viewers who like to keep to the traditions. But yeah, I mean, the introduction, there's so much I can say about it. But I would go on for hours as to how epic it is. Because, I mean, it's just, like I said, with the music choice and the cinematography all put into it, especially with the way that the army's going about this as well, with the way that the firing of the cannons syncs up with the music, specifically the bass beats. I mean, it just works perfectly. And yeah, Godzilla Ultima's introduction is just a sight to behold. So if you guys haven't checked it out on YouTube yet, or if you don't want to spoil it, don't check it out, but if you guys have not checked it out on YouTube, please check it out, because it's epic. Last but not least, the Alapu Upala scene, the very ending of Godzilla Single Point Episode 12, where Goro announces, let me start from the beginning. So we have Mei, BB, and BB's daughter. They are at the super dimensional calculator. It's this sort of singular point thing. It's a bit confusing. I mean, I gotta watch through all the episodes again. But they're at this thing, and then they send in Pelops 2 into to figure out what's going on in the supercomputer or calculator, and Pelops 2 just goes haywire. Now, Pelops 2 is Mei's AI, similar to how Yun has the AI that's in Jet Jaguar. But yeah, anyways, Pelops 2 goes haywire, and then the Alapu Upala song comes on. It's supposed to be a traditional song from another dimension or something, from what I'm getting from it. I might be wrong, probably am wrong, but it starts coming through the super dimensional calculator, and as it comes through, the people on the ground in Tokyo, which would be Yun and Team Goro, they see this, not exactly a swarm, but like a gathering of Mothra, silkworm, or mini Mothras. Like, how do I put it? In Space Godzilla, there's this swarm of mini Mothras that kind of that were flying in space in the very beginning, and that's supposedly supposed to be the origins of Space Godzilla. But it was very reminiscent of that scene in Godzilla Singular Point. And then Goro just had this great line where I believe what he said was, "The flight of yellow butterflies is a sign that war is of warfare." I mean, then after that, the song continues, and we get this beautiful shot of the storm, the red dust storm that Godzilla's created around it, which has grown substantially to about 100 meters or something. And apparently, earlier in the episode, they said Godzilla's still continuing to evolve, so I'm excited to see what happens in episode 13 as to what Godzilla continues to evolve into, or if he's just, huge, bigger. And then we just get this pan-up shot where the army's guiding Jet Jaguar and Team Goro to the storm, where, by the way, before this, Jet Jaguar is being hooked up with these wings and like these jet propulsion things, so that I'm assuming is going to fly in episode 13, which I'm very excited to see. And as they're doing this pan-up shot, we go into the storm, and then we hear the Godzilla roar as the song ends. And if it's any constellation, and if it's any forewarning as to what's to come in episode 13, I cannot wait till tomorrow or till in a little bit when it does release, because I am recording this night before. But I mean, so far with Godzilla Singular Point, we have been led on quite a journey and thrown for quite a loop, because there's so many questions left unanswered, and if they manage to answer it within this last episode, I mean, that'd be great. But I feel like it also feel very rushed, which I also don't want them to do. But before I delve into that stuff, let's do some honorary mentions of what other moments I think are worth mentioning, because there's this scene in episode 9 where Professor Lee, she's essentially May's mentor. She was May's college professor, and then they went on this journey to figure out Professor Akihara's as to what happened to him, because I think he was the first person to discover the superdimensional calculator in Godzilla Singular Point. But there's this scene where a swarm of Rodan, now I'm saying swarm because, you know, it literally is a swarm, a vortex of Rodan, comes down as the red mist flows into Dubai, and then Professor Lee, May, and then Professor Lee's driver are stuck in traffic, so they have to get out. But as they're getting out and as the Rodan are coming, Professor Lee notices that this girl drops loses her cat while they're running away. So the driver helps the little girl up while Professor Lee goes and gets the cat. And while she's getting the cat, there's this moment where you think she's gonna make it, but then the camera pans up to show the Rodan coming, and then no sound, nothing. We just see the Rodan. We don't see what happens afterwards. We just see the Rodan coming down, and then we see May. Again, no audio. You know, screaming for Professor Lee to come on, but we come to find out that later, episode 10, that Professor Lee didn't make it. But for me, that one just shows that, you know, it's how human or how realistic this anime's being. Whereas, you know, for the Heisei series, it was very goofy. For the for the Showa series, there's a very goofy sort of play on Godzilla. And then for the Heisei series, it was more of a serious sci-fi tone to it. And I feel like with the Reiwa era, it's more grounded in reality, which I really like. But yeah, I mean, Professor Lee's attempt to save the cat, that's what I'm calling it. It's just a scene that hits home. And then that one definitely worth mentioning is Salunga versus BB, number 1. The first match, which was in episode 6, at the very, I think in the middle of it, Salunga goes up against BB. BB ends up winning using an diagonalizer, and it just impales Salunga. And I mean, the fight scenes where Shiva, it's an organization that was holding Salunga in their facility, is having a face-off with them, and then BB just walks up all cool, all chill, relaxed with the orthogonal diagonalizer, throws it down, and then presses a button, and then simply impales Salunga. Which, I mean, it just delves in a lot of how BB is as a character. Kind of nuts, but, you know, very interesting. And I think we're still going to get a little more of him in Salunga in episode 13, so fingers crossed that he makes it. But that was pretty much it for today's video. Just a breakdown of my favorite moments. I mean, there's so many moments to go through for Godzilla Singular Point because of how amazing it is as not only an anime, but I mean for Godzilla in general. A Godzilla, you know, part of media, which I think by far is my favorite Godzilla piece of media so far, for sure, on top of even Shin Godzilla, which I really like Shin Godzilla, but I mean, seeing all the old Showa monsters come back, like, I mean, in different forms, of course, like Godzilla Qualis was Titanosaurus and all, I mean, it just brings me back to when I was watching the old movies at home, and I mean, it was just nice to see, and I really enjoyed the reminiscent side of Godzilla Singular Point. Speaking of reminiscent side of it, the ending of every episode is very reminiscent because you have the anime version of all the old monsters kind of converging in this one universe. It's weird, but it's cool, and I feel like it's a hint as to what's to come in the final episode. I hope so. At the same time, I hope not, because it would ruin it. And it's just nice cameos to see all the old monsters. King Caesar, Amanda, Kumanga's in it too. Sorry, the Mega Nulan. What are some other ones? There's also Mothra's in it, and so is Kiryu and the old version of Jet Jaguar, which it's cool to see them in anime form. But before I keep rambling on, this video's been probably the longest one we've had, so I'm gonna cut it here. And I want to hear from you guys though. Let me know down in the comments below what is your guys' favorite moments. If you've watched Godzilla Singular Point, if you haven't yet, let me know what you guys are anticipating to see and hear about, because I do plan on doing another one like this, most likely towards the end of the week after the 13th episode, the final episode for Godzilla Singular Point as far as we know, comes out, and just give you guys my thoughts on it. But I mean, thank you guys for watching and essentially listening. Remember to leave a thumbs up down below if you like the video, and just leave a comment if you can. It really helps out the channel. And if you like what you see, do be sure to subscribe, because I do have more Godzilla reviews coming, or figure reviews coming in the future, as well as movie reviews. I gotta get to that eventually. That's definitely my plans. But the thing with today's intro, it was supposed to be a big review or custom showcase about like all of my Monsterverse figures, but my phone and my camera is not cooperating. I mean, my phone and my computer isn't cooperating because I record on my iPhone. So we gotta figure that out eventually. But I mean, hey, it is what it is, and it's okay. But with that being said, this is Chanzilla 1964 signing out. Peace. Oh, by the way, before I go, be sure to, if you want to catch and hang out with not only me but also monstrosities, I won't be part of the live stream, of course. I'll be in the comments, or in the live chat. But if you want to hang out at the monstrosities live stream showing of Godzilla Singular Point episode 13, be sure to head over to his channel and check it out tomorrow. For Hawaii time, it's at 4 p.m. I'm not sure where you guys are and what time it'll be for when they when the live stream goes up for you guys. But yeah, if you guys want to come down, check it out, and I'll be in the chat, then, you know, be sure to. I'll hope I see you there. Alright, like I said though, peace.